Good evening.
Hello, hello. So, that's all. Password. Do you have a budget preference?
Well,
No, did you say no? Sorry.
no preference.
No preference, okay. Let's do a 25 million. Yes. Done one of those in a little while. Okay, chat. If you'd like to see a particular map, please check or choose between Alpine River, Big Lock, Death Valley, and the stacks. We just did River Crossing, or at least I did. If you have a preference there, say so in chat, or first one in chat. That's the one we'll play. Caustic. No, there's no caustic. Alpine P. Onyx, Kriegs, and Onyx. I swear to God. Okay, Valley it is. And we'll do Sunset. No, we'll do Foggy Night. Okay, game is created. Team Rocket, and password is Camisal.
Okay.
Let's see, something I haven't done. Oh.
I'm in.
Okay. Not the pilots I want. Okay. So, hello everyone. Happy Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you are. Currently playing BattleTech. Playing against Camisal here in a second. This will be my third game of the day. Previous game I was playing against the AI, where I did 4 Awesomes versus 4 Awesomes. Basically, duplicate drop decks, pilots and mechs. I won fairly easily there. And then the previous game for that, I played Hobozef in a league game, and I won that one as well. Although it got really close down. It got really close at the end. It was my Orion versus his Satyrian A, and he landed a headshot with the AC-10 on the Orion. He almost killed it. He almost pulled it off, but eventually just beat him down. So, but yeah, it was close. Eisenhall. Is it Eisenhall or I'm never sure how you're supposed to pronounce names with a Y that is the first letter. Is it Eisenhall?
Really good
Welcome
feeling
to the
about
stream.
this.
I apologize for messing up your name if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Have you done four fire starters versus whatever? Not in this iteration of the game. I did in the previous version before they had multiplayer. I did do four fire starters, and it was, yeah.
You betcha.
It wasn't fair because that was when you had to turn the fire starter on via playing with the files, and they had unlimited ammo, so it was a little bit different.
Be there in the jiff.
And it wasn't pretty because all it really is 4 fire starters beating up on 4 shutdown mechs. And they wouldn't obviously be as effective now because they only get basically 3 alphas with the flamers now each, so they can only keep them shut down for so long. And I don't think, and depending on what you're playing against, you're doing 4 of the lights, you might be able to win, but it might be a little tough because lights, yeah, I don't know, be interesting. Okay.
Good to go.
Trying to remember last time we played. Didn't we play on this map?
I read you, Commander. Moving
I
out.
think it was Bloch.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's hard to, playing so many different people, it's hard to keep track of who does what on what maps.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah? What can I do you for? Consider it done.
My pronunciation is fine, thank you. Okay, if you are new to BattleTech, I guess I should explain this while we got time. That light shaft of light back here, that's where he started. Of course, we're back over here. This is probably the biggest map, or one. It's probably tied with the Alpine River, but again, this is one of the biggest maps. It's also the hottest map, mainly because there's no water on it, so there's no real way to keep your mechs cool using the environment. And we continue to move as a group of 4 until we get sensor contacts.
What can I do
And
for
then
you?
once that happens, the game will go into a turn mode where there'll be 5 phases per turn. Mechs will
No
move
sweat.
on phases based on their weight class. Lights move on phase 4, mediums on 3, heavies
Standing
on
by.
2, and assaults on 1. The only way to change,
Moving
and
out.
even though there's 5 phases, nobody moves on phase 5 unless a light
Waiting on
mech
you,
has
Commander.
a pilot with a specific skill called Master Tactician, I think it is, and that allows them to move
Yeah?
1 phase earlier than normal. Now that pilot can be in any mech, of course, but the only way to move in phase 5 is by putting them in a light. But you could put them in assault and they would move in phase 4 instead of, phase 2 instead of phase 1 as an assault. Also, if a mech gets knocked down, they automatically get pushed back to the next slowest phase. So if you are in a medium mech and you get knocked down, you get moved from phase 3 to phase 2. But once you stand back up, you get moved back down to your proper phase. And this map also has a nice, well, I don't know about nice, but an interesting feature. These little fields of blue crystals. If a mech is standing within one of these fields, they have a defense bonus, meaning that they are more difficult to hit. So if somebody's trying to shoot them, they take a +4 penalty to that. However, the mech that's standing in the crystals, if they shoot at somebody, they take a +2 penalty to hit. So it's a trade-off. Higher defense for lower offense.
I hear ya.
What can I do for you?
And again, this map has no water, so
Coordinates
it gets
received.
very hot.
Heading out.
Waiting for orders.
And if you're wondering what all the little dots on the ground are,
You betcha.
they represent different effects for the terrain. A white dot means there's no cover there. A green dot means there is forest there, and as long as the mech is standing there, they take 25% less damage from ranged attacks. If this map had water on it, the river tiles basically are blue dots, and that means the mechs
I'm
have
receiving you.
what is it? Their heat dissipation is 150% better than normal. So that means they cool off faster, which you would expect if they were sitting in water.
Roger.
And of course, there's all kinds of neat little rules to this game as far as how stuff is done. Like these little dash mark, these sideways arrows that you're seeing next to the mech, or above the mechs there. That's their evasion bonus. For each one of those, there is a +2 penalty to hit them. So as you can see, a light mech gets a lot more, because the faster they move, the more of these they get. And there's also a pilot skill that gives them two extra ones as soon as they pick up one through movement. And again, that's an evasive pilot skill. So as long as they pick up one of these little dashes and the pilot's got evasive skill, they'll actually end up with 3. Of course, and to a maximum of 6. So sometimes light mechs are fast enough where they'll pick up 6 naturally, but with a pilot with evasive, they don't have to move as fast to pick up those 6 dodges. And also when a mech jumps using jump jets, they pick up
Good to go.
evasion as well. Where are you going? Should have seen you by now.
Coordinates received.
Normally I would say
There you
Heading
are.
for the trees.
I found you. Hey, Avram, welcome back. So, there we go. So, you can see this is the way they look like the first time we see them. We don't actually have visual on them, so we just see them as red blobs. In this case, it's an urban mech, or an Urbie, or a piece of trash.
Waiting on you,
I'm not a
Commander.
fan of urban mechs.
my little trash can.
Yes, they're walking trash cans is really what they are. They are basically the highest insult they could have highest insult to R2-D2 they could have ever done, because they look like kind
What's
of
up,
like
Commander?
a really ugly R2-D2,
No
and they're not
problem.
nearly as cool. These walking trash cans is what they are. Okay, so up at the top, as you can see, we're now into turn-based. Each take turns. These are the 5 phases. The little arrows at the top, the white arrows are my mechs, the red ones are his. So as you can see, I have 1 light, he has 1, I have 2 mediums, he has 1, he has 1 heavy, and we each have an assault. So his Urbie is that one up there, so he's moving first here. Of course they have voice acting, Creeks. Why wouldn't they? They have voice acting for all the races. They are the patent tank of B-Tech, or Battletech, cheap and with a pop gun. And Avram, thank you very much for the
Pew
cheer.
pew.
Oh, and by the way, if you're doing cheers, there's a up at the top right-hand corner there. You can see the bit. That's the bit boss battle. They've added a new feature,
Waiting for orders.
and it's for doing crits to the bit boss. What does it actually do? I don't really know, because I haven't seen it actually happen. But if you do, instead of cheer, you do bit boss and then the number, because normally you do cheer and then the number. If you do bit boss instead, it'll be a special little icon in chat, and then there's a chance, I guess, to do a critical hit on the bit boss. I don't get anything out of it. It's just for, well, other than you're doing, basically a cheer, sending me money, which is much appreciated. You get to have a chance to do more damage to the current boss and replace them, hopefully. In which case, Avram just replaced Hobo because he did enough damage, or he did enough cheer, a big enough cheer to kill Hobo. So anyway, it's just a new thing. The Bit Boss people are adding more stuff to the game, or to the little plugin, or whatever you want to call it. And that's one of them. But if you don't care about being the Bit Boss, don't worry about it. Cheers are appreciated, much appreciated actually. Extra money is extra money. And as always, any money that I do receive through either Twitch cheering or subscriptions or people sending tips via the tip jar down below or Patreon support, again, down below, all that money goes back to you guys in the form of giveaways that I do every month. Hey, you leave my locust alone. Leave my locust alone. You're just here for the stompy robots. Well, I try to keep you happy.
I hear you.
Try to keep you happy. Wow, I have line of sight on your Irby. I don't have a chance to really hit him, but I have line of sight on him. Damn. Oh, that's right where I am. That's why you don't want to shoot from there. So, as I was saying, any money I do receive through cheers, subscriptions, tips jar down below, and Patreon support, all that money goes back to you guys in the form of giveaways. I do not keep it for myself, and we do monthly giveaways here, usually in around the middle of the month, just because that's when it's done. That one. So, make sure you keep coming back. Because, like I said, do monthly giveaways around the middle of the month. How do you see the Irby at all? Well, the Locust has them on sensors. He detected them with the sensors, and then he put sensor lock on them, and that makes them visible to all my mechs.
Commander?
Did they fix No, they didn't fix visibility. This is because we're using sensor lock. Like I said, he's within the radar range of the Locust, and the Locust sensor locked him. That's why we can see him. That's the only reason why.
10-4.
That hurts.
So what?
That hurt.
Not that much. Hitting the wrong arm anyway. Okay, so what's he got back there? Oh, a Centurion. It's one of his mediums. No, it is his medium. There's an Orion. Ow. Or little Locust. Oh, it's a Jaeger. Jaeger A, right? So he's got the Jaeger with the 2 AC2s and 2 LRM-15s. Centurion is the one with the AC-10, LRM-10, 2 mediums, and Irby's just got AC-10 and a small laser. So it's just a question of what is his assault?
Yeah. I got him.
Okay, so it's his assault's turn. Let's see if we'll see him this time. Not.
I do you I do the favor. You will see him.
I'll see him because you're doing me a favor. How many missiles is this? That's 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Back
he's
up
got an
thermal armor,
Atlas.
Commander.
There he is.
Not hard. It's only one meg with an LM 1020.
Yep,
Good to go.
gives it away. Gives it away.
Sprinting.
So my Locust lives to fight another day. Locusts don't need anything but legs. Yeah, pretty much. And to live. They have to live. So his Irby is still...
What can I do for you?
Damn. Oh well. I screwed that up maybe.
Right, Commander.
Oh, the living part is an unspoken assumption? Yeah, well, they don't always do that very well. They're so squishy. So squishy. Oh, this is weird. Oh, he reserved his Irby.
Waiting for orders. Acknowledged.
Onyx, locusts don't need anything but legs? Question mark. Locusts are nothing but legs. Pretty much. See, too bad PGI hasn't made any 15-ton mechs. That would make life really funny in this game. Of course, it'd make them that much funnier in MechWarrior Online, but can you imagine 15-ton mechs in MechWarrior Online? Locusts
What's
are
up,
bad
Commander?
enough.
Piece of cake.
Waiting for orders.
Oh, now we're back to 4-4? No.
Yeah. Free round.
Yeah.
No one sees anybody.
Oh, I was kind of hoping I was going to see you.
I hear ya. Sounds smart. Cooling. Something I can do.
I'm receiving you. Roger. Vent and heat.
Still waiting for the flea. Why do people like the flea so much? I don't get that. It's worse than a locust. Why are people so attached to the flea? course, if we see the flea, that means we're going to see the dasher too, right? So the dasher, yeah, the dasher's the fire moth, right? Mask, really? That's really the only reason? Flea because it gets mask. Oh, not your reason. It's just the reason. Okay. I understand. People are funny.
Commander? Got it.
Oh, damn.
What can I do for you? Moving to position.
Move order received.
Consider it done.
Oh, let's see how this goes. Oh, that's a big... I didn't realize it was such a big hill right there. That works. A little bit. Onyx, you don't even like the imp and it doesn't stop me from asking. No, because you're Onyx, Onyx. People bring up the flea because PG did all that time. Well, I know. I actually still have the concept art for the flea.
Waiting for orders.
I picked that up a long time ago. I don't know if it's even you can see it anymore anywhere. But I do have a copy of it if anybody wants to see it.
Affirmative.
Run, little locust, run. Run for your life. I didn't even realize he ran over the buildings. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. No, not sensor lock. Yeah, I was hoping for that too, Avram, but that's not going to happen.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Just so you know, that's not going to happen at this point.
What?
MechWarrior Online being a reboot of multiplayer BattleTech 3025. That's not going to happen at this point. Be nice if it did, but it's not happening. Played Solaris. Yeah, I played multiplayer BattleTech quite a bit back in the mid '90s, mid to late 90s. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I was hoping MechWarrior Online was going to be like that, but it's not. So, or more actually than that, because technology and stuff like that. But not going to happen.
Tell me what to shoot.
Finally came to that realization. It took me 4 or 5 years to realize it, but. range. You can't have the best of odds be hitting that locust at that range.
No.
But you're taking the shots anyway.
Yeah.
Waiting for orders.
Have
Every
to.
time I shoot, you lose one evasive.
That's true. That is true.
So it makes it easier for my later mechs to hit.
Copy that,
Yep.
Commander.
That's the only reason I shot.
Yeah, but the whiffing has a point, as he pointed out, because every time he takes a shot, it removes one of these evasives, whether they hit or not. So basically, what he's doing, he's opening up the chances for the Centurion and the Jaeger and the Atlas to have better chance to hit the Locust. Ow. It's gonna hurt. Gonna hurt a lot. Dead Locust. The downside to the Locust, he's got shit for armor.
Yeah?
However, oh, why is it so low? Did you moved? Yeah, you moved, that's why.
You got it.
Can you reserve the Locust all the way to initially? If you, yes, I could, Avram, I could. But I usually don't do that. I've seen videos of people doing that and stuff, and it's just like, eh. Or I've heard stories about it where basically they just reserve, and it's like, I think you're missing the point of having a phased game to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's choice. It's choice. So now his Irby gets to move. Of course, I don't know which one of his mechs actually has sensor lock. I don't know if it's the Irby or not.
Waiting for orders.
Maybe it's all of them.
It's possible. Oh, now this is weird. Oh, because I have to. Four Locust versus 4 Atlas. What, I get the Atlases, right? How long does sensors lock? It only lasts for the turn. So if you reserve to 1 and go again at 5, do you lose sensor lock for everything, like moving in between, or could you then reserve it, the initial one to reserve it? I believe it stays around until the mech that's sensor locked is moved. I think. So if you were to, reserve all the way down to 1, sensor lock from there. If you're doing a faster mech, like a light, it would be worthless because all your slow-moving mechs would never be able to benefit from it. So that's why sensor lock you want to use as early into turn as you can, typically. However, having said that, sensor lock also removes, it removes 2 ticks of evasion. So if you have, say, multiple pilots with the sensor lock, you can basically reduce somebody's evasion enough time so that they're, easier to hit. If you have, multiple, well, even one pilot's good enough, but, that's the idea. So there's different strategies there.
Taking the shot.
Oh, you're trying to figure out keep my Locust. The best way to keep my Locust alive there was I should have sprinted away. Honestly, instead of trying to get sensor lock, I should have just sprinted him away, so they would have never been able to get a sensor lock or hit him efficiently. That was what I really should have done. See, now I'm not sure. Can see here. He's coming up. It's heavy. Oh, that's the Jaeger's turn now. See, he doesn't have a sensor lock on me anymore. So he's only got one person with sensor lock. So we know that now. Because if he had more, he would have sensor locked one of my other mechs by now. So we know he only has one person with sensor lock. And they use that to kill the poor little locust. It's kind of
Sorry
soft.
to disappoint you, but I have
Right here.
more than one.
Then why didn't you use
But
another?
you are out of reach.
Oh, they're out of reach. Ah, okay.
Out of sensor reach.
Okay. What's that?
I'm on the move.
I misclicked.
And you misclicked.
So I walked one step short.
Ah. I've done that a couple of times in the past. Comes the Atlas. Irby's turn. No. What'd you do, Avram? Why did he? Oh, yeah, you can't. That's considered a link, Avram. That's why you got a little in trouble there. Avram, angelfire.com wasn't supposed to be a link. If that's what it is, though. That's considered a link by the bot. It doesn't.
Yes, Commander.
It doesn't
Commander?
discriminate.
Moving to position.
Oh, look, there's everybody. Oh, his Atlas is in cover. That's why they didn't take a lot of damage, but that's okay. It's an Atlas. It's got plenty of armor to spare. Oh, sure. All that evasion did squat.
I'm taking a pounding, Commander.
Waiting for orders. Roger that. Target confirmed.
Oh, I should not have done that. Oh well. Shouldn't have done that on that one. Atlas. Should have did that on Centurion. Oh well. So many missiles. So many
Okay,
missiles.
that was bad. something I can do? Okay, I'm on it. I got him.
Okay, now it's this Alice's turn. Armor on the Kintaro is ridiculous. Well, it wasn't so much the armor as that he was evasive up until now, but that's why he's taking as much abuse as he has. Now that Alice is going to tear him apart, though. See?
Armor breach. Internal damage.
And we knocked him down. Yay.
Oh, it took some shrapnel.
Oh, we destroyed the building at least. So my poor Kintaro got bumped down to phase 2. So chances are he's probably not going to live through this turn.
I'm getting all shot up.
I'm here.
Oh, no, this is crap. If I come over the hill, I can't see anybody? This is messed up. Yeah, they need to work on this visibility thing. This is ridiculous.
I don't have line of sight as well. I see only 2 blimps.
Right. Don't like the prone fires allowed for called shot. The game's supposed to be at all times. Can't take advantage of the current turn results in real time. Well, the thing is you don't have called shots at all. They exist in the tabletop, but the only called shots are when somebody gets knocked down or they overheat. So it's kind of a, I don't know. And I'm going to lose
I'm
this
receiving
game
you.
because line of sight is screwing me.
Waiting for the right move.
It's not a bad feature though. That's the thing. It's not a. I don't think the knocking somebody down and getting a called shot, or when they're overheated getting a called shot, I don't think that's a bad feature. Because, you know, technically, and I guess everything is. I don't know. It's a.
Right here.
Once again, I'm screwed by no visibility.
Yes, Commander.
There's no reason why I should. It doesn't make sense. I should be able to move here and see where he is, because it's only one space away from where the Kintaro was. I should be able to move here and see those mechs, because the Kintaro could see them. Why can't I see them from there? It's a higher point of view. Why wouldn't I be able to see? Have my assault call shot and finish it. Oh, so starting war owner should be have initiative on your side and knock them down. Well, yeah. Knocking them down is a big part of winning in this game.
Something something I can do?
Once again, I can't see how dumb this is. Dumb. And now all he has to do is sensor lock me and beat me to shit. Otherwise I have to charge face first into all that. Yeah, I think they tweaked the visibility for this. I think they reduced it, and I think that's why it's so messed up.
I'm
Because
receiving
it's
you.
too short is what it is. The visibility is just too short.
Move order received. Target locked.
Well, I might kill an Irby.
Poor trash can.
Poor trash can. Yes, spite shots fired. I'm just going to try to end this as fast as possible. My chance of me winning this are very, very slim. Because he's very healthy, for the most part. I mean, the Jaeger is a little beat up, but for the most part, he's pretty healthy. Alice is taking a little bit of damage.
Oh, my mech's coming apart around me.
Like I said, like I said, he's got the sensor lock advantage at this point. Do we know when this game leaves beta? The game is supposed to be released early next year, Vector.
Yeah? I'm there. That's it. Now it's showtime.
I'm going to melt your Irby. Just gonna say that right now.
I got him.
We will see.
I headshot him. I Alpha Strike and I headshot with the AC-20. I think I melted him.
That's a kill.
Good luck with your scrap.
Not much scrap left.
No, there's not much left of him left, no. Not the evasive Atlas.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Oh, poor Treb.
Oh. Commander, I'm hit.
So my Treb is more than likely going to be dead before it stands up. Probably, maybe. Maybe, we'll see. Depends on how he with the hits he has. Yep.
Right here. Aye, aye. Oh, you want some of this?
Take that leg.
Hey, watch the heat. Okay, that hurt.
So the question is how long is the Atlas gonna live? Call a truce and brawl it for victory. Well, we're a little too late for that one, Avram. I think we're too late for that one. Silvergun. Yeah, but the problem is this is inner sphere. We don't do that kind of stuff here. Remember? Oh, so he lived to the turn.
Okay, not good.
Oh, knockdown though, which means...
Oh,
Not much.
I think I broke my collarbone.
Oh, I get to move first because it's broken.
Yeah? Okay, back on my feet.
So hot. So hot.
It's a desert.
I know. Firing all the weapons all the time doesn't help either.
On my way. New sensor contact.
Let's see if we live through this turn. Probably not, but we'll see. Ah, so much for standing in the crystals. That did squat.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
So now he's got his Centurion's got to lob missiles at me more than likely. Or not.
Oh, you got nothing.
Oh, the Jaeger. That's what I'm hoping for, Avram. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, I took one in the gut.
Yeah, it's so much for standing in the crystals. I was supposed to make it harder for them to hit me. It didn't seem to work that way.
Something
I
I
used
can do.
focus for the Jaeger mech.
Still. The Centurion beat me up pretty good too.
Ooh.
Take that, leg. Oh well, I'm dead. So much for my lucky kick to the face. knock me down again.
I'm hit.
I'm thinking knockdowns are still a little too common. Anyway, good game. Line of sight screwed me a little bit, but still lost.
I zoomed in and positioned the camera right behind my max down there on the street, and I couldn't see. I had no line of sight to your max.
Right. Well, what I'm talking about is when the Kentaro was getting beat up, is after he went down, is your mechs were up on the hill there, and the Kentaro could see him where he was. He could see your mechs. Yet when he died, I wasn't able to see them anymore, despite the fact that my trebuchet was just 1 square away. He could move 1 square away, and he couldn't see them for some reason. This, and that distance is so minor that they need to tweak the visual, the visual range. It's too short.
Or at least they should do it like you see how it's calculating the line of sight, so you see the. I miss a word.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's where the Kentaro was.
You see what's blocking the line of sight.
Right. Well, the thing. Yeah, and that's what they're not showing is because normally if you were able to see them, you get the red lines, either indirect fire or direct fire, and if something is obstructing your view, it lets you know when that happens. But if you don't get the red lines, you don't know why you can't see what you can see. You can see them on the radar, but for some reason you can't see them, and you should be able to because they didn't move, right? And the distance between, like I said, where the Kentaro was and where the trebuchet could have moved, or when he did move, there should have been some type of indicator of why we couldn't see him. Like there was some type of obstructive view, but there wasn't there. I think it's just because the sight line is just too short. I think that because I know they were playing with this version, and I think that's what it is. It's just the sight lines are just too short, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to be as short as it is. Because it's really restricting your ability to shoot on stuff you should be able to shoot. So, yeah.
Do you want another game? Or is there someone else?
Is anybody else interested in playing against me, or does Camisal get to beat me up again? I have no problem either way. Give people a chance to respond, but you are now... You are now beating me twice. So, list is updated. You can't. Ram, you should be able to, though. Is Twitch still messed up? Because I am not seeing a lot of people on my my followers. The channels I follow, I only see one channel as live, and it's a friggin' recording. It doesn't seem right. Maybe people just aren't here, or no, people aren't on Twitch today or something. I don't know. Although, I don't know, something seems off. They say they fixed it.
Oh, well, I see nothing wrong with Twitch. I have about 20 people I follow online.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just weird. Or maybe it's just people that I'm following aren't streaming today, which is very possible. It's just weird to only see one channel streaming and it's a recording. Just weird.